And we're live. What's up, everybody? Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, just Keith, Keith. I hate Keith, can't stand Keith. Oh, look, it's Keith. Glad you're here nonetheless. Welcome back. Crypto Before Dark, not Crypto After Dark. We do this every single Tuesday, 4:20 p.m. You guys know what's up. 4:20 p.m. for the Euro folks. Also, if you're in the U.S., you're able to watch too. You're either still at work or getting out of work or on the way home from work or about to leave work or a plethora of other things. I know exactly what you've been doing and exactly how you have to do it, so I get it. I'm glad you're here nonetheless. Let's get off into it. Tons of charts to look at, and we shall. It's not financial advice, as of always, of course. If you haven't done so, please do me a solid. Go hit the like button. It costs absolutely nothing here. Hit the notification bell while you're at it so you don't miss anything, because we want you to see every live stream that we do as soon as we do it. I know you're probably over on YouTube watching, or you're over on X watching, or you're over on Rumble watching. Drop the like on the video, man. Go heart the video on X, over on YouTube. Hit like, subscribe and stuff. You know, if you're watching on X, hit subscribe too, man. It's free. What we do here is all data, all charts, all the time. We go through the top stuff, and then we go through what I let everyone request before the stream starts. I tell you to drop a ticker, and we'll look at it, all right? It's no surprise what's happening right now. We were kind of worried about this happening, kind of worried about the market creeping up on us and just snapping its fingers and going the other way. In the important times like we have right now, where it's a daily close on Sunday, a weekly close on Monday, a monthly close on Monday, a quarterly close on Monday, a 6-month chart close on Monday. That's a pin to witching. That's tough. That's tough, okay? Markets usually throw a wick when that kind of stuff happens. It's just part of the game, unfortunately. So we have to wait on this thing to kind of balance itself out, find a balance point where it doesn't want to tip over and quit so easily. And then we get a more broad spectrum of what's going on. I've got the daily chart pulled up, and we'll kind of go through some stuff here on Bitcoin. And then we'll get to all the requests that were brought in. I want to get them, all of them if I can. I might not be able to get to all of them, but Lord knows I'm going to try. Some of them look terrible. Some of these altcoins look terrible. Again, altcoins continue to let you down. Be careful, right? I have a majority of my money in Bitcoin, and I'm probably going to keep it that way for a while, because you just can't trust any altcoins, man. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want about how much you love them, how much they love you, or how awesome they are, how wonderful the blockchain is, and all them shits are flattened down. All right. Sentiment continues to be terrible across the board. You guys see right there at the bottom, wap.com/team786, half off, $8 whopping after the first free month. You get a free month. What's the harm, right? No hurt, no harm, no foul, no risk, no foul, no worries, no foul, no hurt, no harm, no foul. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. It's $8 whole box. One Starbucks coffee gets you in our Discord for the month. It's pretty simple, dude. Most people make their money back on that pretty quickly. All right. So first things first, we're still riding this lower high that we got right here on Bitcoin. Hasn't really stopped. We had our higher high up here and our higher high back here. Slowly but surely, we made a higher low. That was awesome. And then we made a lower high, and we haven't stopped making lower highs since. Overall, lower high, lower high, lower high. Not good. And what's happened after each one of those? Yeah. Lower low, lower low, lower low. Not great. It keeps happening over and over and over again. We need more. Unfortunately, we're not getting it. So far, we've got a clean rejection from this channel that you see right through here. Right at the top of the channel, it's so far rejected. So far, it doesn't look like it wants to go. All right, I'm going to draw a parallel channel on here. I'm going to lay it over of what is already on here. So look a little awkward, but bear with me. All right. I'm going to have to drag it a bit this way so it lines up with what we had in the back here. All right. Right there's our midline going across the middle. That was the halfway point of the channel. It's highly likely that we come back and touch that. Doesn't mean it's gonna. It just means it's highly likely. I'm hopeful that we get a little bit of buy pressure in here, but so far we haven't. And days like today usually end into another red day tomorrow, and then another red day after that, and then another red day after that. And just as soon as you think it can't get any worse, it gets worse. So don't always think it's all going to be good gravy and goats and we're all going up and everything's going to be fine. Wrong. Quite often, things turn negative, things turn bad, and they get ugly real fast. Y'all have seen this happen before, and you know good and well it could happen. I don't want you to get burned. I want you to be ahead of it, and I want you to be on it. Sorry, my nose is itching like crazy. Let me drop a thing on social media real quick. And we'll put it right there. Bam, bam. And let that see it loads up. And then we'll keep going here. I just realized it wasn't working. So I think I have fixed it. And I think it's working now. Perfecto. Es muy perfecto. If you haven't done so, drop a comment in the comment box, bro. Look, we have comments right here for everybody. All comments will pop up and go right there as they come in. I'll say hey to you. You can say hey to me. We'll talk back and forth. This is how we do it. It's a little different than most live streams that you'll see on social media and everywhere else. I'm hopeful that we stop up here where we're at and slow down a little bit and let me explain my thought process. All right, I'll drop the channel off for back a moment. I'll put the 821 EMA back up here. Really, really interesting moment because just as soon as you thought it was going to do good, you got a couple big red monster candles in a row. This big first bearish engulfing candle eliminated that big green candle we had at the top. And now today you've followed up with another brutal candle that's going through the 8 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 50 EMA all together at one time. What a ruthless drop. That's a horribly ruthless drop all at once. My hope here is that we end up closing back up here at the end of the day. I don't think that's going to happen, though. The way the rest of the market looks, as you see over here on the right, damn near everything is blood red. Usually when that happens, it's going to stay that way. There is no relief in sight when that kind of thing typically happens. If it closes under here and doesn't get back over that 50 and 21 moving average right there, then you're liable to come back down here to your red boxes and get stuck. If you don't understand what these indicators are, please ask. I'm more than happy to help you out with that, but you can type in 8,21 in the indicator section right up here, and you'll see lots of different options that pop up. Here's one that I have. Now we have custom made ones already that are in our Discord for free as part of the Discord. You get these. You can upload them into TradingView, load them in, and use them. As you see, I have lots of them loaded up right here. And all these that you see right here are what I have already loaded up on my TradingView ready to go over here. I just have them grayed out when I'm not using them. And you just here and drop it in and out. How about the Ichimoku cloud? Technically, we're still on top of the cloud. Actually, it's okay. See what I mean? Could be worse. It's actually okay. Lag line still above the candles. You still have this red cloud on the end, and you are about to get the conversion line cutting through the baseline. So this may just be a hiccup in the process, all right? That's actually what I'm hopeful it is. Hopefully this is just a hiccup in the process. No, I don't have any static, Eric. Try leaving and coming right back. See if that fixes it. Let me know if you guys have static also. I haven't seen anybody else say it though. We'll see. I don't know if it'll get better or not. Try that, see what happens. It sometimes does this where it gets a little fuzzy at first and then it'll clear back up. It's usually not me. It's usually YouTube or the streaming software. But so long as we stay above this, I'm all right with this. It just can't go too much farther. Too much farther and we're getting into the cloud. We're getting into the baseline conversion line. The lag line starts to drop under the candles. You start to lose check marks really, really quickly here. And they start turning into red X's. And I don't want to see that. I want to see this thing maintain, go back up, and hang tough. You got static too? That's weird. Jump over on X, fellas, and see if it's there. Here, I'll give you a link here. Hang on, let me see if I can get it. See if I can get it over here. Jesus Christ, come on. Oh my God, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. See if you guys have static over there on X, and we have Rumble right here. Shout out to Rumble, by the way. Right here is a link for Rumble. Let me know if those links have static also, and then we can dig a little deeper if we need to there. I'll leave this be for a day or two. I don't want to make a rash decision on overreaction. I'm going to drop down to the low time frames here so you can see another odd thing that doesn't make a whole lot of sense is this thing going through the 50, 100, and 200 moving averages all snap of a finger at the same time. That's super odd. I don't see that happen very often, and it doesn't make good sense that it's happening right now. I don't think that's a normal thing at all. In fact, I think it's super abnormal. I think it's likely to backtest some of this stuff at worst. It's on X2. What the heck? I don't know. That's weird. I turned the jazz on. That's weird. I don't know what it is, dude. I did have internet connectivity issues when I started the stream. So if I just bear with me, man. I don't know what's going on. Microphone good and tight. Make sure all my connections are tight. All right, maybe it gets better. I don't know, dude. It's weird. It's weird. I want to see this thing close back over the 200 and 100 moving averages. We'll see. I'm not sure. I don't know how much longer, and I don't know why. But all at once like this is a bit much. It's interesting that it happens right at the turn of the month and quarter and 6-month chart, which I'll show you now. Here's weekly. I got James Nguyen right here because we all know he's one of the worst people possible in crypto. You noticed it last stream also too. I wonder if it's my microphone giving up. Might be. Oh, you know what? It's frozen. It doesn't want to work over here. My soundboard's not working. I'm going to reset everything after this. It's when you talk, not the music. It's got to be the soundboard. I'll reset it after this. We'll see if it makes it through it. If not, well, we'll cancel it. Whatever. 2016, 2020, currently, as you see, we're still hanging on to the 1272 fib. Big weekly bullish engulfing that we had last week is getting swallowed up a little bit right now. But as long as we stay above 103, we're technically okay, all right? Technically, anything over 103 is all right. How about monthly? Monthly still perfectly fine. You're still above the parabolic. You're still over the 1272. I got James Nguyen right there because we need to know he's an idiot twice. And he super doesn't know what he's doing. And the sun shines on a dog's ass twice a day, all right? So everybody gets lucky, all right? Let's see it keep this up. And I know he can't because he's run out of money multiple times now and had to go ask for money to continue to be a degenerate. Here's the bigger problem is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance continues to rip, doesn't want to give up. As you see, having alt season, having no alt season. No alt season. It just hasn't happened. It just hasn't given up. Just as soon as you thought it was going to give up, Bitcoin snaps its fingers and goes right back up and takes more money out of the market. Let me zoom in on this on the daily chart and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll get it a little tighter here where it's easier to see. There you go. So every time you thought it was going to fail, like right here, you thought it was going to fail, all it did was come down, catch a trend, and ride right back up over that 50, 821. And now, after a couple red days in a row, 4 as a matter of fact, which is rare also, you don't get that happening very often on Bitcoin dominance, she popped right back off that 21 and is now going to close over the 8 EMA again. Are you kidding me? Give us an effing break. It's weird, dude. It doesn't make much sense at all. I'm going to keep tinkering and maybe I get the static to stop. I was messing with stuff before we started the stream when my internet went out. And it came back up on its own. So we'll see. I'm hopeful this changes. I don't know that it will for sure. I need this to break this trend line and stay under. In fact, I need it to get under and stay under for a while so we can have some semblance of an altcoin season. But as long as this keeps going up, it ain't. So long as this keeps going up, it simply ain't. And I ain't letting go of the Bitcoin I got until it goes up there, hits a level, and then fails that level. And it just hasn't done it. So, and I mean, according to this here, it doesn't look like it's going to hurry up and do that either. This is still an uptrend with power. It's still closing above previous highs and hanging on to support. This is just back testing so far. No reason to be hyper bearish. Bitcoin CME Here you go. You are filling the 821 on Bitcoin CME. You're hopeful that this gets back over and closes and at minimum stays over the 50 moving average. You can see that Bitcoin CME and regular Bitcoin are a little bit different. We're failing the 50 moving average right now at the same time that we're not failing it on the CME chart. Right, so you can see there's a slight difference there. So, you know, going to take a little bit of time for it to balance out and figure out how much farther down it wants to go. Does it want to go down farther? Does it want to capture some of this and hang on? There is liquidity all the way down to 104.5, and I'll show you that now. Then we'll get into the requests. All right, so here is where our heavy shorts came in, and our older shorts that were from yesterday. You ran up here and took liquidity and then just reversed in a hurry. All right, since you started reversing, you cut right through every moving average like it wasn't even there. And your next area where longs piled in were the late longs that come in on the end of the show right there to try to get in and grab as much power as they can real quick. Those guys are in trouble now because look where we're going. That thing is hunting the liquidity. Yes, it's giving you a couple green hourlies, but it's been doing this for a while now. And it's likely that it keeps up until it breaks trend and gets out of the mud. And then when it breaks trend and gets out of the mud, there's a whole nother heavy short level right here to just reject this thing again. So be careful. This may take to the end of the week or a couple weeks for it to correct. Sorry, that's just the way it is. You thought things were all right. Wrong. They're not. They're not all right.
Wrong.
In fact, they're still terrible. Let me know if the static clears up, anybody. Please let me know if the static clears up. By the way, what's up, Crypto Big D Crew Chief? Has a couple requests. ZBCN, XCN, Orion. All right, what's up, Thor's Hammer? What's up, Ryan Coburn? What's up, Zovernight? E. Phillips. What's up, Grant? Crypto Big D. Appreciate y'all being on here. Shout out to the same guys over there on X. Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Busted? What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you fellas. Over on X, Matoshi. He said it's not a big deal. I have a similar crackling. My sound card is acting up on both Twitter and Rumble. Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. It's not my, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't have just a sound card. I have a big graphics card in here. It's a streaming setup. So I'll reset everything after this. Let this soundboard reset itself and then we'll try again. For now, I do like the bullish engulfing, but warning, it's been doing this shit on the low time frames. Don't fall for it just yet. Now, let's get into the request, shall we? And we shall. Here's a different one that I've never seen before. TXC, Texit Coin. Had a guy ask me about this one and say, hey man, seen some billboards up in my area. Look at this chart and tell me what you think. Bro, look at this freaking thing right here, dude. What in the world? $65 million market cap. I looked it up a little bit before we started. It's got some weird tokenomics to it. But look, man, in January, since January, this thing is up 900%. What the hell happened? And it's only got $64 million in it. Now, I can't really tell you all the super specific statistics on it because they're a little bit weird. But my God, look at this chart. These are the ones that are hiding in plain sight that we don't see, that continue to rip and absolutely take off and go. I did not know about this one. I will honestly admit, had no idea, and it still hasn't failed trend. So technically, this one's still good to go. It's a fairly new chart. It's over all the moving averages. It is overbought, like mega overbought, but throwing a hammer candle. So technically, she's still not done. Pretty crazy to see. I got to give her props. Doing way more than I thought it would. How about Sui? Let's find a clean Sui chart. All right. So as far as Sui goes, still got that downtrend. We're still fighting. Needs to work to get over that. You were playing around with the 821 EMA just yesterday. You failed that quickly. Not good. Not good enough, bro. Not good enough. What's up, Saul? Good to see you, brother. Sal. I said Saul. Sal. Better call Sal, not Saul.
Come on, man. Bruh.
I know, dude. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. If we look at, and the interesting thing is the audio sounds perfect in my headset. Like it's perfectly clear. Weird, right? So it's got to be something else going on. I'm a little worried that we're going to get lows in here. And if we get another low, we're not going to attack these moving averages and we're not going to attack this trend line. This thing's just going to clear cut dive bomb. I don't want to see that happen. I want to see this thing minimum hold that yellow line that I just drew right there. That was nice and crooked. That one right there. Hold the yellow line here, and you got a chance to make a higher low and attack the trend line. Don't attack the trend line. You're in trouble. And she goes down. But currently, this one is a no. Ori. Let's do the next C one. All right. Ori, similar to what I was talking about on Sui, attacking the moving averages. This one already has, but again, she's got a hard rejection going on, and it's trying to fail the 821 EMA as we speak. 821 EMA is a quick, easy indicator to use. That's why you'll see me use it all the time. It works very, very well. It's just the 8 exponential moving average and the 21 exponential moving average on the screen in line form. It's an average of days in line form with a little bit of extra math to it to make it a little bit smoother and a little bit more reactive. Right, so for now, it's still technically a higher low. High, right, so we got our low, we got our high, higher low, high, higher low. Can we get another high in here and get over these moving averages, or are we just done? Are we just done and it's going to come back down? We'll find out very, very rapidly. But for now, since it's pressed into these moving averages and hasn't closed under them, careful. It's not a no, but it's close. XDB. All right. I don't have any of this one. Holy smokes. Look at this thing go. All right. So she's over the 100, 50, 821, 200, and up over all the moving averages up top. That's a scary gravestone candle right there. That one's kind of spooky, but you cannot deny the daily. That thing's been on a rip. Weekly, nice double bottom, nice rounded bottom coming back up. Looks like she may have found her floor, and if she's found her floor, now it needs to get through the highs up here, which looks like about right here at about 0009, call it 001. Being the high there. If you can get above that, she's got a chance to keep on going here. This one's been on a heck of a rip. This one looks much better than most. You're going to see on the live stream here that most of these look terrible. And then you got ones like this that look fairly darn good. Boy, look how far down it is overall, though. My goodness. From the top, she's still down 99% of its value. Wow. Now, that's not all losing market cap. It's probably because they printed coins too. So they added to the circulation while market cap went down. And here's the after effects, right? Let's see if this thing keeps going. I don't like that daily candle right there. I think it may slow up a little bit. And you're a little bit overbought right here. 1, 2, 3 times overbought. That's tough. So I'm going to make it neutral for me because it's contingent on this thing holding up for the next couple days or so. And I don't know if it actually can hold up for the next couple days or so. I'm not sure about how a Ledger wallet online is. So I'm not sure how a Ledger wallet offline in your pocket can be hacked, but they did it with my wallet. I'm not sure either. That's weird. Just unreal. That's super weird. Can you still ledger information if it's not plugged up? Maybe. I'll look into it a little bit. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know. I have to look up that one. Is that your handle on X or YouTube or something? Done 24K. I don't know, man. That's weird. All right. So let's go to another one here. Hippo. You don't ever watch this before, folks. This is what I do all the time, nonstop 24/7. This is my job. We do all charts all the time, all data, no BS. We keep it real no matter what, even if it sucks to say it out loud. We will be the person that says it, and you can just hate me, right? I understand if you need to hate someone, you can hate me. You should blame yourself first. But if you need someone to hate, you can pour it on me, all right? I'll take it. That's part of the gig. I understand that. I stand up here and I do this, and you guys like to point a lot of fingers and say a lot of things, and it's all right. I understand it's not easy to lose at this. It hurts to lose. But at some point, take ownership. That's what I had to learn how to do, and I hope you can learn how to do it too. So for Hippo, same problem as others. You were in the wait a minute zone, which is the area between the 8 and the 21 EMA. But unfortunately, you failed that wait a minute zone, and you started going down farther, now failing underneath the 8 EMA. Not great. I need to see a couple closes over this 8 EMA, and I did have that, but I never got an 821 cross. Would have liked to see an 821 cross. Definitely would have given better feelings about it then, but feelings get you hurt. So be careful with that. I don't like to say the word feeling specifically for this reason right here. this can get you in trouble. I'd like to see this improve before I say yes on this one. Trying to make a higher low, I get it, but it better be careful. It is right on the edge of failing. All right, Velo. All right, pull it up. All right, here's Velodrome. Oh no, this is Velo, regular Velo, not Velodrome. Interesting play here. I went ahead and bought this one the other day. I post all my buys and sales in the Discord so everyone can see it for full transparency. I don't ask that you copy me. I think that's a terrible idea. But I do post everything so everybody's transparent about what I'm doing and knows what I'm buying and what I'm not buying. So I'm honest with everybody. I told you guys I try to do it differently than most influencers. I'm an open book. I don't hide stuff and keep secrets. I don't take backdoor deals. I was offered 2 or 3 more today, maybe more. At least 2 or 3 more offers today that I got. Didn't take them. It's crazy. Might be 4. Might be 4 because I got one in email too. So anyway, they always throw offers at me to try to take coins and influence. And then if I influence, I'll get paid money for it. And then I can dump the coins on you guys' heads. Not something I'm interested in, okay? Not my thing. I even try not to buy stuff on the decks simply because it's such a crapshoot in a casino. Velo, however, is on multiple major exchanges. She's also over the 50 and the 100 moving average and the 21. Now, it did fade back to the 8 EMA, and I kind of thought this might happen. I thought it might be a little bit too early. Bollinger Bands, it got stuck in them. It never really broke out. So it's likely that it fools around here and fiddle farts before it figures out what it wants to do. It never quite broke out. And since it didn't break out, probably back to the midline for a touch. Excuse me, sorry. That touch there might be it, might not. We're working on July here. Historically, we've had good summers in crypto. We've had good summers. You hate to think that we get another brutally bad summer. I guess it could happen, but I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of good sense to me. You know what I mean? Could be, that's highly unlikely, but I guess possible. Highly unlikely, but I guess possible. So pivot points, they just changed. Velo, you're near the pivot point, but not at it yet. These are just kind of predetermined reversal points on the chart, either up or down. And then this pivot line in the middle right here with marked P, all right, it kind of gives you bearish, bullish, an easy yes, no, and you're still over it, so that's good. You need to see a little bit more, obviously. It's probably going to come down here and touch it. You'd like to see it hold on to it. That's also where the midline of the Bollinger Bands is, so we have confluence of that area. Not bad. Could be better, though. Quant. QNT. All right, so for quant, well, you were doing really good here. You bounced off this 100, broke the 200, pushed through the 50, was looking really, really bullish, and then yeet.
Gotcha, bitch.
Back comes the market and takes it away from you. Failing the 50, failing the 100, failing the 50 and the 821. I'm sorry. All at one time here. Brutal. Brutal. You'd like to see this thing hold on to these moving averages, but it doesn't look like it wants to let them go. Looks like it wants to push through them. You particularly like to see these moving averages hold the price up, either up or down, because they kind of act as rolling support and resistance on the chart. Unfortunately, this doesn't want to do it a lot of other ones. So it was good. Be careful. This might be a bad one. As a matter of fact, if it closes under this one, it might be a scale out situation. So I'm going to give this one a star for neutral until I can see better. BTBT. This is a stock. I asked to look at this one. Interesting thing about what I do here is, we concentrate on crypto, but stocks, bonds, and equities are a big market, right? They're the biggest market in the world, as a matter of fact. And we have separate sections in our Discord just for certain stocks, the Magnificent Seven, crypto-based stocks, etc. We have threads for them independently, one by one, so you can go through and see the charts on every single one of them, so they don't get confused and you don't get lost. All part of the deal. WAP.com/team786. You'll see the half off free month link right there in the middle. Can't miss it. Use your Discord to sign up. It's pretty simple. BTBT failed everything here. 200, 50, 100. Took the 821 back, only to fail it again. Playing games here. Kind of consolidating around. Now, it could be at the bottom of the range. I'm here for that. Right there you go. Could be at the bottom of the range, but I need to see it get back over this last high, which is about 268. If it can get over the last high, then we can potentially make a move up forward more. You're on S1 right here. Pivot point is way up here at 350. That would be my high end for now. And then failing this S1 could be really, really ugly. Since we're still bearish, I'm going to assume it's going to fail and not necessarily move up, but 320 is where my mark would be if it did go up. All right, I'm not sure if it's TRY or TRX, but I'll do both. It's TRX. I just have terrible handwriting. Sorry, fellas. All right, here's TRX. She continues to chug along like a powerhouse. It hit a 9X from when we started charting this back in the day. You've seen my byline back in the day. I've already sold this, though. Man, look, we hit that dead on the nose, didn't we? We bought that dead on the nose. And from there, she went and did really, really amazing things. And for what it's worth, continues to do amazing things. There's only a handful of these out there, though. That's the worst part about this. There's only a handful. It's really, really weird. Really, really weird. I'm not sure what to make of it exactly, but TRX looks to have solidified itself here. All the way up here above the 1272 on the weekly. On the daily, even that continues to go up above the 50 and the 8 and the 21. A lower high here, but that's still better than most. So for now, she looks good. Thor's Hammer says HFT. Is that an asset, or are you saying high time frame? It's not that loud, just knowing you're. Okay, I gotcha. All right, gotcha. I'll reset everything after this. I have no idea, dude. Like my equipment is getting a little older though. Like I know this computer isn't gonna last forever. It's got years on it now. So does this microphone and sound equipment. I should probably break down and get the good stuff, but man, I really hate spending money. I'm a cheapo. And I bought good equipment already once. Hate to buy good equipment again. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right, so Coin, SEI, over the 821, over the 100, over the 50, over the 200, still sitting on top of the 200 right now. This chart is better than most. Warning, weekly 50 moving average in the way, kind of pinning it down a little bit here, holding up progress, right? If you look at the RSI on the daily, you hit overbought and faded back a little bit. Be careful. MACD, one of the few that's in green. All right, it's got failing volume, but still better than most. What do we need to see here to change minds? Well, hold the 8 EMA and you're feeling all right. As long as you stay over that 8 EMA, you're not going to test another low. You need to get back above through a 30 cents flat. Getting above 30 cents flat and closing changes things. That creates a new high. And since it creates a new high, things look better. No, the headphones don't. This is a separate mic and stand that goes to a mixer. I think the sound mixer is the problem. I'll tinker with it after this. Anyway, Coin, better than most. DCR. All right, DCR, man, better than most also. Over the 100, over the 200, but failing the 50, 821, so be careful. Looks like it's got pretty low volume here. Double bottom, I like that on the weekly. Let's see if we can find a bigger chart. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. There's more access. She's way down. How far down is this heifer? She's down 94%. Whew. That's crazy. That's a lot of percent.
Damn.
So let's see if she gets back over this 100 right here on the weekly, which also happens to be the 50 moving average on the daily. I need to see you get back over that. You get back over that, you change some opinions for me. But for now, be careful. That's a bearish engulfing, and that's a warning. GNS. There we go. Gains network. All right, so just big jump here over all the moving averages. And while you have slowed down, you've come back to test these moving averages. That's still technically okay. I don't like all this mess on the top. Warning, this thing may chop out and go sideways on you, but it looks a lot better than most. She smacked that weekly 50 and rejected. That's kind of spooky, so be careful there. Back testing these moving averages isn't terrible, as long as it stays above them. So for now, this thing's neutral. All right. Tell you what, let's record one. Let's do Uniswap, and we'll make a video out of this afterwards. That's afterwards in Southern. All right, so Uniswap. So far, you're hanging on to that 50 moving average right there. Hasn't let it go just yet. trying to keep pace. It is filling the 821. That's a little worrisome. And you never tested this 200 like a lot of the other ones. Never tested the 200 moving average. You'd like to see it test those levels and hang on. Hasn't done so yet. By the way, Crypto Big D said right there, could be done via dodgy NFTs received in a wallet, perhaps an NFT link you might have clicked, perhaps an email link you might have clicked. I guess that's possible, and they could find it on your computer somehow by having some sort of virus. I don't know how that works, honestly. That's really, really sketchy. I'm not sure. But so long as this Uniswap right here holds on to the 50 moving average, I'm not terribly upset. Weekly, obviously, it's fighting back and forth. A lot of chop through here. It's been doing this for a while. This is why some of these monthly charts look choppy. As far as oscillators go, your RSI is still nominal, kind of sideways. And same story for the MACD. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 red days in a row of volume for Uniswap. Exactly how we'd had it drew up, isn't it? I mean, that's exactly how I had it drew up, right?
Wrong.
Correct, I didn't have it drawn up that way either. Whatever, dude, part of the gig. So, when I see it break out, there you go, break out of that and do something, then we can talk. Till then, unfortunately, Uniswap, still a no. All right, MKR. Shout out to everybody watching, by the way. I appreciate all you guys. We've got several hundred people watching right now. That's pretty cool. If you hadn't done so, man, go hit like. It's free. Costs nothing. Sorry about the static. We'll get that fixed next stream. Don't know, dude. Don't know, dude. It's always something, always some issue somewhere. Maker, MKR. So, like Uniswap, similar story. However, you're over all the moving averages on Maker, which is better than Uniswap. You noticed Uniswap had that 200 moving average kind of leaning over up top up there. This one doesn't have that. Doesn't have that at all. It's actually a little bit better spot. So long as it maintains that 50 moving average, I'm not too worried. But be careful, man. A lot of things look bad right now, and this thing could turn ugly quickly. Weekly wise, good support also. I like that. This is one of the better looking ones. Marking that on my chart now. JTO. All right, JTO, whatever it is. JTOs. I actually know a guy named Jay who toes. Damn, that's crazy.
Bruh.
I know, dude. The stupidest shit. I'm such an ADD idiot. All right, so anyway, 200 moving average hit right here. You faded that hit and bounced back a little bit. 821 EMA, it's kind of tied up right now. Having a little bit of a hard time getting through. Be careful. I don't like either one of those. I don't like that hitting the 200 and fading back. I don't like it falling directly after that, breaking the 821. Looks like it's bound for the 50 moving average, back about $2 flat. But it is tied up in a better spot than some. Some are under all this. Weekly, a month straight of chop. Of course, that was what was going to happen, right? Just how we drew it up. It's actually more than that behind that. Man, this is an ugly ass week, so be careful. I hope this thing wicks out a little bit right here, but you don't have any signs of that yet. A little bit too early to tell. We need to reassess this one next stream. Chess. By the way, we'll get to every asset, then we'll hit XRP, and then we'll be done, all right? Chess, look at this. All right. So after having a rough ride, look at that thing, man. This thing looks like Casper. Just terrible. 821 weekly wait a minute zone. I like that. I like this daily bounce off the moving averages. That's nice. Let's scroll out a little bit here and see how bad things are. I can't be told. Oh God, it's terrible. It's terrible. So from previous highs, you're down 98%. Well, that's a dick punch and a half, huh? I like the fact that it's over everything except the 200. I like the fact that it's trying to make new highs, but be careful. It's done this before. It gets a little choppy and shoddy. I don't want you to get caught holding the bag and get caught grabbing a falling knife. It's not overbought yet, so there is room for it to improve. This is honestly one of the better looking ones. Gets a check mark. Whiff. Getting through them here. About six more. All right. Whiff. Similar story. 821 rejection. 50 and 200 rejection. 100 moving average holding up. Everything is boiling over to this point. It all looks like to me like it wants to consolidate over and wait for a couple more days throughout the week here. I can't be guaranteed of that. All right, gotta wait and see. I'm not sold just yet. 382 fib right here. Also, oscillators are trying. You know, you got a few good green days here on the oscillators. MACD and RSI are both kind of still nominal though. That's the problem. So if it's going to sit here and ping pong back and forth, I would rather not. I'd rather wait till it breaks out. But you still have no closes under the 8 EMA yet after having 2 overs, so you're only a half sale. Be careful. I'm going to list this one as neutral. MOG. All right. So MOG continues to chop out right here, rejecting the 200, rejecting the 50, rejecting the 821. This one's going to be a no also. You got falling volume on your MACD here. You got a nominal RSI. Not much help there. You faded the pivot line, failed that. Not much help there. It's going to be a no for me for now. Hopefully we see some improvement, but this one's a no. Jasmine. By the way, buy and sell whatever the hell you want. This is just what I would do if it was my money. All right, so Jasmine, similar story as others. You're fading the moving average cross. You'd like to see it get above that or into it. 821 failure, not great. All oscillators rolling over. Pivot failed. Yep, right there it is. Gonna need a couple more days on this one. Syrup. Oh. All right. Okay, so you're still riding out pretty high here. Unfortunately, you're trying to fail the 821 all at once right now. Again, I think there's some back tests in order, but this thing needs to get back and close over that 8 EMA abruptly and in a hurry. I don't like the fact that these oscillators are turning red. You've had multiple volume days every time this has happened. Very much could happen again. RSI did go overbought before it rejected. I would be very careful on this one. I did see something about the Fed doing something like switching in later July. I don't think that's true at all. I think we're more likely hearing that the Fed will perhaps cut rates in July. And if that's the case, that might be the break we need. That might be what the whole market's waiting on. You know what I mean? A chance. The market waits on a chance just to be able to get some gains here, man. You haven't had many chances. We've gotten failure after failure after failure. It's hard to take. ZBCN and a couple more. ZBCN. All right, ZBCN, unfortunately, she's failed out the 58 and 21. Looks like it's aiming back for the 100 moving average. Oscillators are all rolled over. This one's going to be a no for me for now. XCN. Some of these I don't have to have a long explanation. They just look not as good. Same thing here for XCN. Look, it's failing everything all at once. No help there. Oscillators all rolling over. That looks like convergence right there with failing volume. I don't like that. RSI is still nominal. It's no help. It's sideways. So for now, XCN's a no. I need to see improvement. Corium and then XRP. All right. Sadly, similar path for Corium. You failed everything. 8, 21, 50, 100. RSI rolling over. That's not good. MACD rolling over. That's not good. For me, at this moment, Corium, it's going to be a quick no. Now, for the important one, right?
Wrong.
XRP. I know. And be mad at Keith, right? That's fine. I appreciate you. Okay, so I've got this labeled as one more push. I'm going to move this for now. It's just a marker on the chart for me. I think there's one more push left in all this stuff. And I think this spot kind of marks where our one more push spot may begin. That's not a guarantee. It's just me running through timelines. More so. Please note, while price action has followed what we've thought pretty well, it's not perfect, okay? Things are always going to be a little unique, and you're never going to try to hit 100% on this. You always just want to get as close as you can. So far, we're still under the trend line here. So far, we are rejecting everything. You had some good green in, and then that one red candle just come in and wiped out 3.5 days worth of work. Right? You're rejecting the moving average at the 50, the 100. You didn't even get to the 200 yet. This thing needs to chop out a little bit so these moving averages can continue to smooth out and can join together. You want to see them converge into one spot and all pile up, and you want to see the price jump over top of that pile and then make something out of it. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet. RSI is no help. It's still sideways. MACD, you are green, but it's still under the trend line, or under the midline, I'm sorry, and you do have a little bit of failing volume there. Now on the weekly, you had a really good close a couple days ago on Sunday night. You closed over the 821. The problem is now the weekly's coming in here and throwing this shooting star at the top like that. That's trouble. You could call that an inverted hammer. You can call it whatever you want. It's bad. Yeah, need that to improve. Weekly oscillators, obviously, they're in the pits. Look at all those weeks in a row of sale volume. You don't want to see that much sale volume, man. That's not great. Same thing on the RSI for the weekly. It's still nominal. No help there. So for now, I'm going to pull up the Ichimoku cloud. Other than that, sadly, she's a no and or neutral. I'm already back in. I'm going to leave it be for a little bit, and I have money to DCA with. I specifically didn't buy everything in case I needed a DCA. I think we may need a DCA, and I think I may even need to sell some stuff off and try to rebuy at lower prices. Ichimoku cloud, you've got 4 out of 4 no. Lag under the candles. I'm sorry, you got 3 out of 4. You got the conversion line over the baseline. That's good. You've got a red cloud on the end. That's bad. And the price is underneath the cloud. That's bad. So, unfortunately, 3 out of no on XRP.
Bloody fuck you, bloody!
Exactly the same way I feel. It's trying. But again, I warned you guys that you weren't going to get God candles like you thought you were. I warned you that the digital asset investor and all those other guys are just making shit up for you to try to get you on the hopium train to make you feel like you're going to do good. And more often than not, you get screwed over and don't make any money. And when you do make money, you don't take profits. You just leave it sitting there hoping that you make profits because someone on the internet told you were going to be a billionaire. Please be careful, y'all. Things are not what they seem in the world of influencers. I try to do things a little differently and be a different influence. I try to be the guy out here teaching reality and not living in hopium delusions. And I hope you guys can see that. I know things are rough. Listen, here's your chance. Be around people who care. WAP.com/team786. Right there it is. $8 a month, half off, right? You get a month for free for existing people. You get a free consult. All you got to do is jump in the general chat and let me know if you're already a customer. And we got you back. We got your consult lined up and ready. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it very, very much. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that more than you realize. For real. Thank you all. That means a lot. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. Make a better day every day, all right? Sound good? I think it sounds pretty good. And if nobody else told you today, Keith will tell you. Keith loves you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be good. Sky's the limit. I'll see y'all next on the next live stream. We have things in our Discord for the rest of the week. Wednesday, Thursday. No stream on Friday. Friday's supposed to be chill day. Y'all be good. I'm out. Sky's the limit. Peace. Things in our Discord for the rest of the week. Wednesday, Thursday. No stream on Friday. Friday's supposed to be chill day.